Alright, today I'm going to take these Amazon wolf jaw tongs and I'm going to mess with them. I'm going to try to bring the handles in right now. If I'm even just holding this 1/2 inch piece of rebar, it's super wide down here. My hand's really sprawled out, kind of makes it hard to hold. I have to squeeze super hard. So the goal is I'm going to take them in right here at about where this little bevel is and just try to bring the handles in a little bit to where they're almost going to be touching when they're fully closed. But that'll probably make holding the 1/2 inch piece of rebar, only that spread out, which is a much easier grip. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to not mess them up, but they're cheap Amazon tongs, so if I do mess them up, I'm sure I can fix them. But that's the project for today. Watch along if you want to see how to manipulate some tongs. Since I'm forging on my tongs, I'm using the whole vice grips trick. Honestly, best beginner tongs there are, just a pair of vice grips, in my opinion. I'm keeping the other handle out of the forge because it pivots really freely on that joint, and I don't want it to be blazing hot and then come back and smack me in the hand or something and burn me. So I'm trying to keep 1/2 out. I'm going to manipulate one side at a time just for safety. Alright, I'm going to do what's called a hot wire finish on these. You get them to a dull red heat, take a wire cut brush, gives it a nice blue shine, kind of like that. Alright, you can kind of see right here where it started to blue on this side and then it's kind of still dull over there. You can see the contrast to how this is kind of shiny and this is really matte. Basically, it knocks off all the forge scale and it's actually a rust resistant finish and it looks cool. So I'm gonna do the top half of it now and then it'll be all done. All right, top half, dull red. Just gonna put the cut brush on it. As you can see, the angle that your brush is hitting the thing makes a big difference in control. But just make sure you got a good grip on your grinder. There's the finish. Looks really, honestly, better than when I got them. Nice and shiny. Got a cool little blue hue right here at the bend. Everything else just a nice dull. I think that is a difference of the temperature at which you're getting the cut brush on it. I don't know for sure, but I think that's what it is. All right, I had some lovely visitors for this video. My mom and my mother-in-law. My shop, the shop here is at my mother-in-law's house, so she came out to see how I was working, and my mom happens to live a couple 100 yards that way, so they stopped in. This is the finished product. As you can see, I brought these in and now I have a much smoother grip on stuff. Here's something I use to hot cut, and I have almost a fully closed grip. Holding that, which is way better than it was. And this is a pretty big thing. You know, if I'm holding something thin, I have basically a closed grip, which is super nice and relaxed. So here's a flat stock closed grip. So I'm really happy with the way these turned out. This was not difficult. I think 5-6 heats, did a nice cut brush finish, as you guys saw. I'm super happy with them. So if you get a cheap pair of Amazon tongs, don't be afraid to mess with them. Steel is really forgiving. It can thermocycle over and over and over and over and over and over again and not lose its good qualities. So you guys can do it. If you want to mess with any of your tools, go for it. Thanks for watching. This is the beginner blacksmith fixing up some Amazon tongs.